Hey guys, sorry I've been a little under the weather, so I haven't gotten anything done. I'm feeling pretty decent today, so I'm gonna work until I finish up some of my stuff. So I did my my gaps here, so I'm gonna cut away this, get my razor, cut away this, pull it out, and see how my gaps turned out. I got my bolts, new bolts for these right here to go back into there. This one fell off somehow, and so I ordered new bolts. Hey, sorry. And yeah, so we're just gonna work on this door today, and then the other door, and finish up putting the bolts onto this, and then just doing a little bit, just a quick update. Man. Yeah, I've been having headaches and just flu-like symptoms, and so I'll try and get a little bit done today. Still have like a sore throat and stuff. So, yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, and work on that a little bit. It's nice today. Tomorrow's supposed to rain and stuff, so who knows? My hood's still looking darker and darker after it, it's kind of some weird paint, just sits a little dusty now, but yeah, it turned out I think really good. I still got to fix the tiny little areas where I broke through, but nothing big. That'll be later. All right, let me try and get this done. Okay, so the way I pull these out, see, I had the stick in there, and then of course this tape. And so what I do is I untape everything and I just pull it out, with some needle nose pliers. So I'll do the same thing here, just pull this back, and then you just pull that stick out. And that's all you're doing. And that way you're not putting too much pressure on the actual bond. See, that one's a little more stuck, so we're gonna have to cut a little bit more away, because I see the bond is right. See, it's all the way up top here, this one, and then of course we got this big guy here. So anyway, it just takes a little bit of finesse to get it out. So this one I'm gonna have to cut right along here, and then it'll pull out. And these are in here, so I'm gonna have to cut this around these. So anyway, but that's how I did the hood and the headlight surrounds. So now that I got this pulled out, see, this tape just pulls right off, and then you can sand it down and get your groove. See, you can kind of see how that's going to make that nice groove along there. So then I take it with a popsicle stick, or well, this stick, and I'm going to go back and forth with the sandpaper, and then make my gap. Of course, I'm going to go with a smaller one that's half this size. That way I can get in there and makes that nice little bend. Okay, just kind of show you what I'm doing. So now I need to pull all this out, and then we'll look at my gap after. Alright, I think it's just because I'm still not feeling very good. I didn't like it once I got it pulled off, so I redid it. And we'll let that sit overnight, and we'll try it again tomorrow. We'll do this other side, see if I'm happy with this one. Yeah, I just wasn't happy, wasn't feeling it. I don't know, like I said, I'm still kind of sick. So we'll go ahead and do this side and see if this one turns out any better. Okay, so this side came out better. So now I'm just going to take my stick with sandpaper and just start sanding down all the way through, and then get a nice clean, fairly clean line. There's no matter what, it has to be a little bit of a gap here, so when the door opens, that just has to open, it swings in, and so we can't do much right through here. So we do have to have a little bit of a bigger gap there, but overall it'll be a lot better. I could probably bring it in just a tad right there. We'll see. We'll worry about this, and then when we actually open up the door, maybe I'll put just a little edge on there and see if we can form it from there. Okay, so that gap is looking pretty good. It's a little indent right there, so I'm gonna have to put some little more Bondo right through here anyway, and to build it up. But my spacing is about right. You know, it has to be a little bit thicker through here, or you know, wider in your spacing, because that's where your door goes in and hits. But overall, I mean, that's a good spacing, I think. You know, I gotta work this corner a little bit more, but I want to get that Bondo in there first before I can see how that gap really looks. So what I'm gonna do real quick is Bondo and see what we get. Okay, so here's our gap. Now that we've worked on it some more, this just needs to be sanded down flat, so no big deal there, but we're just following that line. So now it's nice, and we just got to get it right up in here a little bit more to fill in that gap. But overall, that gap works really good. And then if we open up the door, see, you want to make sure that pinch point right there, see, still opens up. So that's where we have to be careful. So I'm gonna sand down a little bit right through there, so that way I know when the paint and primer and everything's on, it'll open up every time. So even if we go down to here, see, I'm not too worried about that, because see how it opens? That's quite a bit of play right there. So I'm not worried about those gaps. It's that one right there. That is super close. So sand in that area just a little more, maybe a little more wider. All right. Okay, so to get these gaps, when I put the other Bondo and stuff down to even get it a little bit closer, I just took a toothpick and went along the door, you know, going down to break the seal. And then once the seal was broken, then I can go in with just some sandpaper, you know, with nothing on it, just some sandpaper, and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until I get the desired gap. You know, close to your or the close, as close as you want it. And then I'd kind of open up the door to see how close, you know, we were hitting along here. And then I would take the popsicle stick, and this is where you use the flat to get nice and flat. You could just go like that, zigzag it, and then go up and down like that, and just sand until you get that desired, you know, gap. So anyway, then now see, I can go through and I can even it out even more in some areas that I feel like I missed, or the gap needs to be a little bit more wider, like right through here, just a little bit. But overall, it's really good. So I think I'm gonna be okay on this door panel gap. And make sure you go this way too on this side, go back and forth, you know, on all of them. And yeah, make sure you get both sides when you're doing the sanding. Go this way and then the other way, and that'll get your gap. It's looking pretty good. Gets a little thicker up here. I'm not too worried about it right now, so I'm probably just gonna leave it like that. Any closer, and I don't know, but it looked a hell of a lot better than what it did, because you can tell how big of a gap before it was. You can see where I put that bond adhesive. Look how big of a gap it was compared, you know, from before. So makes a huge difference. All right, well, we'll let that sit up for the night and do its thing, and we'll probably come back tomorrow. And hopefully here, I'm hoping maybe in 2 weeks I'll be able to paint at least this front half. I don't know. We'll see how. I'm starting to get sick again. I can feel my sore throat coming back on. So we still got a lot of work. But, yeah, we're getting closer.